No, I get to put it on my resume?
Actually, no.
Because, like, what is it, a guild thing or something? I mean...
You can never tell anyone you did this.
I mean, there was a big scandal a few years ago about sex abuse in the Central African Republic. The investigators that they sent in took DNA samples to prove that children had been fathered by peacekeepers. They then stored those DNA samples in metal filing cabinets in non-air conditioned rooms for 6 months. Now, I'm no biologist, but even I can tell you that there's nothing that's going to survive that. There's going to be no usable DNA. They lost track of the kids. Every time the UN says, well, we can't find any of these victims of abuse. 2 journalists go in and can find you 50 in a day. There's no effort to find the victims of the UN's abuses. And it's in everyone's interest to close their eyes. Prostitution increases every time there's a UN mission nearby. Survival prostitution is not something the UN should be encouraging, and yet there it is. There's huge amounts of cover-ups when anything goes wrong, because you're dealing a lot of the time with areas where the UN are really the only ones on the ground. So a lot of times even national embassies aren't there, but the UN still is. So there's not really anyone looking and seeing what's happening. For a multi-billion-dollar organisation, you don't have any external oversight at all. Everything relies on the UN self-reporting. And member states only really get true information when a whistleblower comes forward, but every whistleblower who comes forward knows they are going to be fired. And again, it's a cushy number. A lot of people choose not to know. And it's very easy within the UN to decide that you're not going to see things.
What's happening out there?
Some of the world's most vulnerable men, women and children have been raped, trafficked and exploited by UN peacekeepers who were supposed to be protecting them. There have been more than 500 allegations of sexual exploitation or abuse reported in UN missions globally since 2010. And since 2014, many cases have been reported in the Central African Republic. The Code Blue campaign, an NGO seeking accountability for the abuses, says it's found the UN had mishandled at least 14 of those cases in the country, including many where the victims were not even interviewed as part of an investigation. Then there was the child sex trafficking ring set up by Sri Lankan UN peacekeepers in Haiti between 2004 and 2007. The UN can look into whether staff have breached rules, but has no jurisdiction over criminal offences.